July 31st, 2015. I bought a piece of junk 240sx with 240,000 miles on it. My friend Chris finds the car at Top Speed Motorsports in Atlanta, Georgia. At the time, I lived in Richmond, Virginia. Chris goes, I finally found you a 240 chassis. I think it's rust-free. You should come check it out. I fly to Atlanta, Georgia, get to Top Speed Motorsports and go, that's the one. It needs a lot of love, but I need to show the world you can take something from nothing and create something great. And what do I have? My dream import. This is a 1990 S13 2JZ built motor 240sx. So first and foremost, let's go over the car. This started off as a twin turbocharged 2JZ. The twin turbocharged project was an experiment. The experiment was, can you use built twin turbos on the 2JZ using the stock housings to make single turbo power? And would this be cheaper and more efficient than doing a single? Over time, we realized it was just too difficult and it got too hot under the engine bay. And eventually, after a 500-mile road trip to my hometown in Virginia, the motor blew up. So then, that was that. We finally decided to go single turbo. We used a CX Racing thick wall manifold with a Garrett GTX Generation 2 triple ball bearing turbo. Now, it's a 3071R, and when I met Garrett at SEMA and suggested the idea of going single turbo on this car, they asked, what power goals do you want? I was like, 500 to 600. So I go to Long Beach, California, pick up this turbocharger and go, isn't this a little small? And they go, no dude, trust me. So I get a bigger hot side for the turbo from them, and the car makes 509 horsepower and 470 foot-pounds of torque on pump gas, with the help of evolved injection 850cc injectors and also a radium fuel rail. I also have a tile wastegate and tile blow-off valve that is nothing but smiles per gallon. Biggest helps in my car was Intercooler Racing. Intercooler Racing specializes in Nissans especially. And I met a man named Hurt. And Hurt, you might know from the Hoonigan YouTube channel. I met Hurt and he said, dude, I know the friends at Intercooler. I used to work there. Let me help you out. He helped me out with the ISR control arms and also any other suspension component that wasn't the coilover. This car has every nut and bolt touched. Every single thing. If this were a resto mod as an American car, it would make perfect sense. Even the ball joints are replaced. But this car was an absolute basket case. The body was completely tore up. There was rust underneath it that myself and friends tried to fix ourselves, and we were successful. But it was still very difficult, and the body shop could have done it in less than a day. We made our life much harder. We used the excessive manufacturing rust repair kit, which hits a common spot in the frame rail that rusts on an S13. When it comes to the appearance of the car, this is actually grabber blue from Ford. This is actually the same color on my Mustang GT, and it's the exact same paint codes. When you park them side by side, it's exactly the same. We were gonna settle for the 370Z Nissan blue, which is very, very similar, but we figured out grabber blue. All of the body work, all of the paint was done by Baltimore Body Shop, and I went up there for 5 days and knocked out a ton of the work. But the problem was when we were finally ready to paint the car, I had to go home for a little while, and then the car got stuck in Baltimore after a blizzard hit Baltimore. So then myself, my friend Jake Kissel, and my friend Big Will, 3 months later, went up after the snow had finally cleared and got the car in this color. This had a huge dent in the side, and they were able to fix that and basically make this car look new again. The front bumper is a version select, and all the way around is origin on the other sides. However, had I done this again, I would have done a polyurethane kit and not have to worry about cracking fiberglass. So let's talk about the 2JZ. It is a motor built by Brian Maloof and it is ridiculous, yeah. And it is so ridiculous. It gets full boost at 3,300 RPM. Like, what the hell? This turbo, though, almost acts like a supercharger. I'll go down to third and listen to it. It's just always ready to go. It's amazing. Compared to the twin turbos I had before, the twin turbos were incredibly laggy, and I was very surprised by that. I thought with their smaller size that they would be, well, fast, but they're not. But I go into third gear, I give it a little bit, and woohoo! Yeah, buddy! Was it worth it? Absolutely! Oh my God! This car is so fast. But after all of that hardship, look at me. I'm the happiest guy in the freaking planet right now. It's so ridiculous. But if you notice, I took my times between shifts and it was still pretty much in boost. It didn't affect it that much because of the small turbo. I have a big giant Spall fan up front, and I have two Mishimoto fans up front as well with a shroud. I'm also running an ISR radiator provided by Injuku, which also does the job very well, even with the extreme heats under the hood. The intercooler setup is CX Racing. We custom did the piping with the CX Racing kit to fit the single turbo. We also use a CX Racing single turbo 2JZ conversion to where instead of the exhaust coming from the left, it comes from the right where the 2JZ has it. So it comes all the way diagonally across the car underneath. The car also has 264 cams in it, so it can be a little temperamental sometimes when you start the car, but that's just part of the beast. I have an AEM wideband right here, and everything looks good. All my gauges work. I have an AEM Infinity standalone ECU. If you do a 2JZ or any engine swap into a chassis that it doesn't belong in, please save yourself the effort and get yourself a standalone ECU. Is it possible to do it without it? Yes. Is it a lot harder? Yes. Just do it. I'm telling you, it's worth the money. It's absolutely worth the money. I also have Z32 brakes coming from the 300ZX, and also a brake booster delete, and all of my lines come from Chase Bays. So Chase, thank you so much for helping me out with this project. You were nothing but courteous about it, and I'm very thankful. However, to use a brake booster delete, you definitely have to be a man to hit the brakes. You have to use your leg strength and gauge how hard you hit them, because there's no help from a brake booster. So you basically have to stomp on the brakes. The harder you hit the brake, the faster you stop. The car around town, amongst other things, can be kind of tiresome. The reason I say that is because I have a Cause 1.5 way LSD in the back. And what that does, it gets rid of the open differential. This car came factory with an open diff with the single cam motor in it, so that means I would one wheel peel, and that'd be very dangerous with this engine. So I put the Cause LSD in, which you take the factory pumpkin or casing of the normal diff and you put in the Cause in the same casing. So the one thing though is it's extremely aggressive and feels like a welded diff everywhere you drive around town. However, every other time you're on full throttle or getting on it or whatever, it's perfect. You're going around a bend, you don't even notice it, it does its job. So let's talk about the interior. I have a D&D steering wheel with an NRG hub. These are Status racing seats. Status is actually a beautiful company. You have this awesome configurator, so you can make any seats you could imagine. And what's really beautiful about that is that Agency Power, along with Vivid Racing, basically collabed and helped me create these custom seats. I said I wanted bare bones, nice, beautiful suede seats, and then they threw in Grabber Blue on the back of the seats, which is phenomenal. They took their time with these, and they did a really good job, and they were awesome about it. So I have a one-of-a-kind seat just for me. It's like a ThatDudeinBlue Status racing seat. It's so cool. So another piece of advice, if you're gonna do a 2JZ swap in an S13, I recommend not using the R154. I'm using the R154 transmission right now. It's a 5-speed, but it shifts like a truck. It's actually pretty fragile if you're not careful. You can't Billy Badass it and speed shift it. You have to take your time, take a breath in between shifts. If you don't, you can break stuff. My recommendation is if I were to do this all over again, I would do a CD009. It's a 350Z transmission. They can take a lot of horsepower and they feel really good, and they're a 6-speed instead. Car's weight, I actually have no idea. I haven't weighed the car yet, but actually, if you'd like to go in the comment section below and calculate the weight of everything, go for it. I'd love to see you guys figure it out. Put it this way, the car is stupid light. So when you have 500 horsepower in this thing, it's perfect, like literally perfect. I go around corners, I give it enough input, and I love it to death because it's not too fast and it's not too slow. Once you gain the momentum, you have to do minor things to get this thing around turns, and it's awesome. One thing I really liked about this car when I first got it is that it was pretty much a crackless dash. However, with 240s, there's almost no escaping it. I've had this car sitting not even that long, and it already cracked on the dash. I don't even know how that happens. I understand it because of sun, but it's just weird how they just like magically appear. So maybe I'll wrap this dash in suede or something someday. It's so fast, I don't have room. Oh my God. I'm a little kid in this thing. So one thing about this car that is kind of frustrating sometimes is my clutch, and it's an OS Geiken twin disc. I had a spec before, it was a single disc, and it wasn't made to handle the horsepower at all. So spec, I'm not hating on you, but it blew out. It couldn't handle the horsepower. So I went to an OS Geiken twin disc, which feels great. It grabs really, really low, but when you're on a hill, you're a goner, dude. It's really tough. I was just on a hill like this. I stalled 5 times. It's just really hard because the car's so light and starts rolling back. You just gotta be careful. The clutch is fine when you're moving, but it's just insanely grabby. Now, do I believe that there comes to a point with a project car where you go, is this worth it? Is it worth all this heartache that I've gone through so many times? Here's an example. I sent in my rack and pinion to be completely redone, right? Well, they sent back an S14 rack and pinion, and they didn't tell me. So then I kept buying tie rods for S13. I went through 5 of them because none of them fit. Finally, I go to cross the street to AutoZone and buy S14 to experiment, and then they fit. It's like little crap like that is what delays a project car. Or like before, I blew my first motor up. It's like, screw this car. I don't want to deal with it anymore. But when you finally go into boost, you finally hit that hard-hitting cam, NA motor, whatever you do, you smile and you're like, holy crap, I get it now. I absolutely get it now. Another thing I found interesting was the Type X taillights I bought for this car. Nissan still makes them brand new. Mine came from a factory in Japan, and they said Type X taillights out of Japan, like brand spanking new in the box. I was like, that's amazing. That shows how much of a legacy the 240sx has left on all of us in Japan and in the States and around the world. Another big question people ask me, why did you go with a 2J? Why didn't you go with an SR? Why didn't you go with an RB? Why didn't you go with an LS? And actually, out of all the swaps out there, the LS is the most practical swap to do in a 240. For the most part, bang for your buck is through the roof, and it works for the most part. But I already had a muscle car, regardless if you hate my muscle car or not. I had a muscle car, I had a V8 car. I wanted to do an import since I was a little kid, and it was time. So I got my favorite import motor of all time, and here we are. And do I think I did the right thing? Yes, because I get in the Mustang and I get in the 240, and even though they're about the same power, it's a completely different experience, and that's what I was going for. This is the dominator of the mountains. That one's just like a cruiser and can go fast sometimes. That's how I look at it. The first pair of wheels I had on this car were Ambit REO2s. And the Ambit REO2s, I really liked the look of. I thought they were great, but they're just a little too big for what I was going for. So I went with the DOS Flowform wheels, which I absolutely loved. It was a game changer for my car. Not only was the fitment way better, I also downsized in the tire as well. And that is what gave my car, I think, a whole new look. So when I finally figured out I couldn't do this car by myself, and then I was making a big change, I was moving to Atlanta, Georgia, I needed to go to somebody I could trust. And I went to Evolve Tuning. It was a brand new shop. They had just built their own offices. It was really cool of an idea. I ended up becoming friends with them because they treated me so well. And anytime this car has a problem, I can call them and be like, hey dudes, I need a little bit of help because I might have a film shoot, I might have to travel. I can drop this thing off and by the time I get it back, it's fixed. And a lot of people are gonna argue, built not bought, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. You know what the important thing is? I'm driving it. And that's what I wanted to do in the first place. Am I a little sad that I didn't do the whole car myself? 100%, but you know what? I'm totally fine with admitting and taking away some of my pride to let professionals help me out because it made my life so much easier. This car would have never been done without Evolve Tuning's help. This thing would be sitting in my garage for like 6 years. So huge thanks to them, and I can't thank them enough. They've been amazing to me. Out of all the people I've thanked so far though, there's one important group of people I really need to thank, and that is you. With you guys watching my content for so long, you guys gave me the ability to build this dream car, and I can't be more thankful for you guys. I'm so happy. You guys are my livelihood. You guys let me eat and have a roof over my head, let alone build a dream car. So I have all of you to thank for this wonderful experience I'm embarking on today in driving this car I've been dying to drive since July of 2015. So let's have some fun. Woo! It gets into boost so fast. The best thing to do is put the car in third or fourth gear. Put it in third right now and just kind of ease around. And the car loves it. My parents supported me, my friends supported me, my friends would help me out all the time in the car. They would drive 40 minutes out to the boonies in Virginia to help me on this car. I waited to bring it to a place that's beautiful in an awesome Georgia back road. I feel like this car is like the combination of all of my favorite things about Japanese cars. Good handling, lightweight, great engine that's reliable when you do it right, reliable, turbocharged, good chassis, great suspension, and just fun. That's the key. It's just fun. So once again, I want to thank all of you for letting me live my dream and letting me have this car, and I'm speechless. This car handles so good. It's on rails, it's fast, it's balanced, it's great, and I can't be more thankful. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Take it easy, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Have a fantastic day. Bye! My 240 made it to the top of a mountain without braking! I can't believe it!